Hi, this is a demonstration on how to use an EK Fab side guide cut table. This is how I store it usually on the ground. Maybe you can get a better picture if you come over here. I just set it on top, there are the pins, and that can fit anywhere, a shelf on a truck or anything like that, or in the back of your pickup. It is 6.5 feet long when it's set at a 90 or at this resting position. There is a pin here that holds the mechanism together so it won't slide apart on you when you're carrying it or moving it around. I like to set it on a ladder. That's what it's designed for. If you look down there, that's separated about 2 inches. That should fit on any rung on any extension ladder. And I put it on the lower spot, the extension ladder, and it's spread out. This is a smaller extension ladder just for showing how to use it purposes. I usually use a longer fiberglass. So get to this point, pull the pin out. I usually either put it here or we have a wheelbarrow on our job site, put miscellaneous things in. But for now, I'll put it there. So you're at 90 once you pull that pin out. And take off your wing nuts and your washer. Both sides. Put them on there, and then grab your guide arm, and the bottom part of the guide arm here that rests down in here should be closer to you. I'm right-handed, so it's on my right side. It needs to be on the left side, actually, to go on. Then how I do it, and this is the best way, you put it on here, tilt it down onto the frame. Same thing with taking it off. Tilt it like that. Don't try to do this. It isn't going to work. You just put it here, tilt it right down. So it can slide either far out like that in. Probably not going to cut anything like that, but slide it about there. There's stops here that are pre-positioned stops at about midway on the arm. Put your washer back on, tighten them down, or if you're going to change an angle right away, obviously don't tighten down. So there's preset grinding on here. I don't know if you'll be able to see that. All of them are going to have pre-ground roof pitches, all the way down from a 12-12 to a 4-12. And then right here as well, you'll have a 90 degree. And this side of the bottom bar of the wide 1.5 inches, this side is what matches up with your 90, your 12-12, and so on. It's right here. That's confusing to some people. They either think that side or this side. It is this side right here. That is what you want to match up on all your roof pitches. And you lock it down, and they've all been pre-checked before sale to be accurate. So, 90, obviously, for your soffits, things like that, starters, everything like, anything that's a 90 cut, in between windows, things like that. And then I really like it being on the extension ladder because it gives you so much more working area to mark your pieces, and if there's wind or anything, I know that's always a nightmare with other cut tables that I've had, that it doesn't work that great. I mean, and also other cut tables that I've had, when you lock them into position, you have a plastic knob that mine was almost breaking within a few months. And I realized that it should probably be lubricated a little better, or there's probably ways I could have prevented that, because they are good products, and I know you guys know which ones I'm talking about, which brand I'm talking about. But that one also, you have to move out 2 separate pieces on both sides when turning your angle. And you also have to adjust your fence, not on this one. I designed it to one motion, swing. You can see that? Yeah, come on, right here, it all moves out. There's only 2 moving parts on this, opposed to 11 with a different brand of cut table. You can just move it to a desired pre-marked spot, 812, 912, Usually mine's an 8/12 in most of the houses I do. Lock it right down, and you're good to go. Right here, this is really helpful. I put that in there for support for your siding. I can grab a piece of siding here. I like to cut mine upside down for multiple pieces. So again, that bar there helps with support. It's about as easy as I can get it. This goes all the way down to a 4/12 at that angle, and then that right there probably won't. I mean, most double lap vinyl is not big enough. It's usually around 19 to 20 inches. So at a 5/12 though, you put it at a 5/12, you slide that back, you can cut a 20-inch vinyl double lap shake, and that is, to me, that's the other brand would not do that, and it bothered me without me having to go out and buy a longer boom. That's why I designed it this way, so I could keep it short, keep it small, fit it in the back of my 6.5 foot bed pickup, and it still cut that large material. So so I set it on my 90. And when you're pulling this in and out, it's kind of a combination of your boom swinging and pulling that back. That's what the handle's there for. And then when you bring it back together, same thing. And that stop that I previously talked about, that helps it. It will not move. It'll just hit those two stops. So again, this is another one that people have trouble with. Opening, closing, using the combination of movements. Once you get used to it, very slick, very easy to use. Me and my girlfriend side houses together. She uses this all day long. And it's a lot easier than the other brand of cut table we had previously. Okay, now on to setting for a saw. I have either a DeWalt. This saw is, the saws that you can use on this cut table have to be left bladed saws. I realize that most of them are right blade. I can build a version that's completely flipped of this that will take a right blade saw, like most of them are. A worm drive is a left blade saw, which I actually prefer on the cut table. I'm right-handed. I can see the blade. It's closer to me. I prefer doing that than looking over the saw. So any one of these, this is movable. Wing nut down here. You bring it into place. I like to put the blade down, like lower it down to where it's not going to touch anything down there. Lock it into place. Wing nut. You might want to, I've already had it previously set for this saw, so I don't need to adjust there, but you'd want to loosen up both of them. Get it to move freely in the saw guide before tightening it down. Once it's in, move it down till everything, in this case, it touches the actual locking mechanism. Lock that, and you're good to go. Slides nice and freely. It has a locking bar here that will not allow the saw to fall out of the guide very easily. I mean, it could still do that, but this is like a lot of different guide tables. They have that, and I wanted it on this as well. Another thing here is with this guide table, some saws, the saw guide it'll hold it up. But with this brand and my DeWalt here, which is the 18 volt, it also works with the 20 volt. Any left blade saw works on this version. What I do is simply, and I'm sure that a lot of people do this, I did this with my other brand's cut table as well, just to make things easier so that guide doesn't come back down. Usually take a little strip of aluminum, bend it like that, put it on this part right there in the front of the saw, bend it over, and cut it. Cut the space. Bring that part over so it doesn't catch on your fingers or anything like that. That right there, very cheap, easy